Roosevelt was a fantastic president. Not only did he establish the big stick diplomacy that was mentioned before, but he also led the public of America and Congress to progressive reforms. He was mostly known as the steward of the people, and he took action whenever it was necessary for the public good, unless it was forbidden by law or the Constitution. Roosevelt also ensured that the Panama Canal would be constructed, which would create a shortcut between the Atlantic and the Pacific Ocean. Roosevelt also won a Nobel Peace Prize in the summer of 1905 for peacefully ending the Russo-Japanese War. Theodore Roosevelt was also a huge nature person. Throughout his presidency, he released acts that would conserve national forests throughout America. He also created the Square Deal, which was domestic policy of America. It was between business and labor. There were three main points of the Square Deal, and that was conservation of natural resources such as forests, control of corporations, and consumer protection. It mostly aimed at the developing middle class, which is a good plan. Out of all these reasons, we believe that Theodore Roosevelt was a better president than Thomas Jefferson.
Roosevelt was mainly a people's person who believed that the trust titans, which were the rich and the big companies, were taking advantage of the lower class with workers' trust funds. So he did something about it with the Sherman Antitrust Act, which declared illegal all combinations in restraint of trade, which basically it meant that it made it illegal for big companies to overcome smaller ones. But what else did Theodore Roosevelt do?
He saved the forest.
He did?
How many forests did he save?
150?
That's right. How many bird reserves did he save?
51?
That's right. How many game preserves did he save?
4?
Exactly. How many parks did he save?
5?
You right. And how many monuments did he save?
18!
Yes!
Monuments! 18!
18!
Do you see all the things this guy's
18.
done? So what do we have for the mystery document today, Greg?
I don't know about documents, but we got this thing.
This is a giant... Oh, the big stick policy, right? Is that what you're trying to point at?
I think so. What's that?
What? Okay. The big stick policy, or, idea, is negotiating peacefully while also kind of like threatening with a big military. So you got you're negotiating peacefully, and behind your back there's a big military making sure that you get your way.
I just want to talk about how bad of a president Jefferson was. He signed the law banning the trade of slaves, yet he owned 600 slaves himself. That doesn't make sense. Why would you have 600 slaves but be against slavery? And on top of that, he had 6 kids with one of his slaves. What are you thinking? Why would you... What is this? What is that? Jefferson single-handedly ruined our economy. He supported and issued the Embargo Act that stopped trade with foreign nations. Dude, we made $108 million off of trade. After that, we made $22 million off of trade. That's a big drop. That's like going top of Grand Canyon and jumping off kind of drop. Exports decreased by 75%. Imports decreased by 50%. Are you trying to kill everyone? Really, Jefferson? At the beginning of Jefferson's presidency, he signed a treaty document, he made a deal with Britain that he owed them $16.4 million. Not even 1 year into his presidency, he already put the government and the people in debt. The country is $16.42 million in debt. At least. And then he has the nerve to buy the Louisiana Territory, which we're not even sure if he could have done in the first place, for another $15 million. He put us $31 million in debt. At least. And not to mention the Embargo Act that he passed, which reduced our income. Like, are you trying to dig us a grave and then bury us alive? Or what are you doing, dude? Where did your sense go? Read Thomas Paine, dude. Read Common Sense. You might get something from that. I just want to bring up a few points real quick. Roosevelt saved 230 million acres of land. I don't know what Jefferson did. He bought some land, but then that was it. He bought land. People went over there. They got slaughtered by the Indians. The Indians got slaughtered. Everything was torn down. Trees, environments killed, animals killed, hunted, eliminated. Bye bye. You're dead. Like, what kind of a history did he leave behind? Trash. That's right. He sucked. He was really bad. Shouldn't have been president, really. I mean, didn't really do anything.